1 month down, only 11 more to go. I think this was the easy month. Hi everybody, today I am going to be going over how my January went for this first year of my No Buy 2023. If you have not been following along, I will leave a playlist down below with all of my No Buy videos. It's mostly just going to be the original one and then the collection videos that I posted to show what I'm starting the year off with. But in a nutshell, here is what my No Buy is. It's the whole year of 2023. I am on a No Buy in the categories of stationery, which includes planners and art supplies, beauty, which also includes some skincare and hair care, and then DoorDash, or specifically ordering delivery food. Not grocery shopping, just like takeout. If you want to know all about my exceptions and the rules and everything else I'm doing, watch the 2023 No Buy video that'll be linked. So I'm kind of experimenting with this format. It may change over the next year, as I do plan to post one of these update videos every single month. However, I'm going to experiment with it a little bit. We'll see how it goes. So in today's video, I've already kind of explained the No Buy. Now I want to go over each of the categories, discuss what I used up, the empties I have, and how it went. And then at the end, talk about my work budget when it comes to stationery supplies, and finally going into a few takeaways that I have from the month. Because like I said in the beginning, I think this was probably going to be the easiest month of the whole year, but I already was starting to identify some areas that might be problems for me as we continue. We'll go first with the planner and stationery and art supply category. That one, I did not break it. I did not buy anything outside of my work budget, but more on that later. And to be honest, I almost didn't even feel it that much this week. Maybe part of that was because I spent so long going through all of my washi tape and pens and paints and everything else. And like I said, those videos are all available on my channel, but that in and of itself was a massive project. And so I was mostly feeling kind of overwhelmed by how much shit I had, but also with how I was also excited by how much shit I had. So if you're trying to start a No Buy, 10 out of 10 recommend going through everything you have to really see what you've got, because that might help stave off some of those shopping wants while you're in the middle of it. There were a couple of times where I almost bought something without even thinking about it. One time was, I don't remember all of them, but one stuck out in my mind. It was this set of like neutral calligraphy inks that I really liked, that I wanted to maybe paint with. They were like pastel, like kind of blush colors. And I was like, oh God, those are sexy. And I was clicking through to their website and I was like, what the fuck are you doing, Cindy? You don't need these. So there was that. But for the most part, it was fairly business as usual going through it. And I even didn't think I was going to purchase anything for my work budget until towards the end of the month. Like I said, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Planner-wise, I have two sticker sheets that I used up, and technically I didn't use them up. This one is the Advent calendar, the lunar Advent calendar sheet from Wonton in a Million. And I did not use these last like numbers on here, but I could not see myself utilizing this even to try and like use every scrap of everything. It made more sense to just get rid of it. So there's this guy, but every other sticker on the sheet has been used. And then this one, which was from the most recent plan with me that I did last week, where you see it in that video. I basically destroyed this sheet trying to kind of make these check boxes what I wanted them to be with a few numbers left. But this is so jacked up at this point that there's really no reason to try and save this. I have enough stickers, I can get rid of this one. So those two sheets, toast. Unfortunately, neither of them were in my binders, so that's not really helping with reducing the number of binders just yet. I also have two paints that I used up. These are very small. These are the 5 ml bottles of Winsor & Newton professional watercolors. I just refilled my birthday palette, and these ones got toasted. Winsor Violet Dioxazine and Mars Black. I don't need to replace either of these though, because I also have unopened bottles of these as well. So did get through a little bit of that, not huge. I'm hoping to see more movement on this as the month goes on. That's how planners and stationery went this last month. And art supplies, the one thing I didn't really start to get into was reigniting my art practice, but that is a big piece of my February. So we'll see how that goes and if we can start to churn through some more of this stuff. Second category is beauty and skincare. Once again, I did not interrupt my No Buy, but I did use up some stuff. Ultimately with this one, I didn't really feel any kind of temptation, except that I did buy something for hair care that it was not me replacing something, but I got my hair cut this last month, and the way the hair is cut, I really wanted to get a smoothing like shine serum. I used to use those a lot when I flat ironed my hair a lot, But this time around I didn't have one, and I really wanted to grab one, so I used a voucher I had for my birthday at Ulta and got that. But other than that, I really haven't felt super pressed about anything in the beauty community. Again, I'm mostly just revisiting my products that I already have, and I'm very excited about that. I'll show you. This one is not used up, but I did want to show that this is my little Ulta Beauty Bouncy eyeshadow in the color Italian Ice, and I have used it so much this month that I have hit pan. That's exciting. I wasn't anticipating getting that close on any of my beauty products, like my makeup. When it comes to skincare and such, that's what I've got in this pile here. So let's just go through quickly what I used. We have my Calming Lavender Body Wash. This was the one that I bought from, I think it was King Super, because I didn't want to go to Target and I was out of body wash. But I'm back to my Aveeno now, which is better because my skin, especially with all the tape on my arm from dialysis, it's so dry. And this one was nice, but it's not as comfortable on my skin as the Aveeno one. And then I went through my Supergoop Glow Screen. I am currently working on the travel size that was already open of this. And then when that's done, I will replace it with another sunscreen. Ultralight Cleansing Oil from Neutrogena. Liked it okay. I was trying to see if I can get off of the balms and go to the oils or like milks to remove my makeup. It's okay. This one irritates my eyes though. It wasn't at first, and then as I got about halfway through the bottle, it was starting to irritate my eyes, but I finished using it. It also tastes like garbage, and no matter what I did, I kept getting it in my mouth. I mentioned this in my beauty go through, but this is my Rare Beauty 4-in-1 priming finishing spray, and I use this up, and like I said, I still have that hyaluronic ColourPop acid spray, so I'm not going to be replacing this one anytime soon. And then everything else is basically moisturizer. I ran out of my Olay Regenerist moisturizer, so then I started to get to work on all of the other moisturizer stuff I had. I had a couple of samples, this one from Drunk Elephant and this one from Innisfree. Used those both up. And then I used up my Rose Deep Hydration Cream. This is my old moisturizer that I used to use. This is my travel size one. Use this one up as well. And so with all of those being said, I was completely out of nighttime moisturizers where I need something thicker. In the summer, I could maybe get away with just using the same Neutrogena moisturizer all day and all night. But during the winter here in Denver, I really need a thicker night cream. And I have now completely used up all of my night cream samples and travel sizes. And so I now have in my drawer a fresh one of these because this one is working and it is cheaper than the other options I've used. So those are all of my empties. I didn't really learn anything new from any of them, but I basically just reminded myself I still have a bunch of travel size things in different categories to use up. So you'll probably be seeing those in the next month or two, and then we might just settle into something. Thing I wasn't expecting though was that this guy right here, that's fun. And I'm excited to keep using it. So, although at the same time, when I run out of it, I'm gonna be sad. But I have so many other eyeshadows, I shouldn't mess with that one. The last category is the delivery food DoorDash category. We did get DoorDash twice this month. Both times Jessie ordered it. And one of those times I didn't even eat anything because my appetite wasn't back yet. So other than that, I have actually stuck to my meal plan very well in this past month. If we have eaten out, it's been either going out or picking up. Of all three of the things, I have the feeling that the DoorDash one, the one that's probably gonna be the hardest to break, might also be the fastest to break. Because once I canceled my DoorDash Unlimited or DoorDash Pass, whatever the fuck it's called, and I canceled that. I still have the app on my phone because it shows who's open and if I wanna order something for pickup, but without having the free delivery or whatever already, like it just has become much less of a go-to. I'm saying that now though, and as I'm gonna get into in the takeaways, I think in this last month there's been a level of novelty that has kept me from really feeling what I'm doing thus far, so we shall see. It is only January after all. So work purchases. For a recap, this is my $100 budget for the month to purchase things to use for the channel to review, not counting if I need to replace my lights or something, but like planner and stationery and art items specifically to use for review. I did buy one thing. I thought I was gonna get through the month even when I filmed my goals video that went up last week, I was like, I didn't buy anything, I should be fine. A couple days later, I did buy something. However, I feel fully justified in buying it because I kind of needed it, and I will do a video on it when I do a daily, one of my next catch-up videos for my work planner. So I'm gonna pop my little total up here of $100 and we're gonna subtract off the top $54.26, which left me for $45.74 for the whole month, which we are not rolling over. And what I purchased was this Moterm cover for my Sterling ink planner. Now, I think it's the Pebble Taupe, maybe? I got it off of Amazon. The reason I bought this is because, like, I wasn't interested. I have some Post-it notes in here, but, like, honestly, the reason I got it, even though I had that clear cover that I bought from Lauren Phelps Designs, the Lauren Phelps Designs cover is a little small for the Sterling ink planner. Now, she had a tutorial where you use a heat gun to stretch it, and I did that. But over time, with the atmosphere in my basement, it shrunk back. And so it was pulling the planner all distorted, like bending the covers. So I reheat gunned it. It was fine. And then again, after spending time in my basement atmosphere for a while where my office is, it started to shrink back again to a point where it was really frustrating me. And I was not wanting to use my planner because of it, but I did want to give it some level of protection and coverage. So I decided to just go ahead. I was going to order one of these instead of a clear cover to begin with, but then I decided that I didn't know if it was going to fit because a lot of them are for the Stahology and they may not be the same thickness, but I saw some people using these with their common planner and I was like, okay, it does fit. So I ordered one of these and it has the bookmarks that I want that are helpful for me and everything else. And I've only had it for a little bit, but like I said, I will do a video on this, probably not on this one individually, but in either a daily plan with me or my next monthly plan with me that's not already filmed, because when I filmed the February plan with me, I still hadn't bought this yet. If you don't see a video where I specifically talk about this and my thoughts on it beyond this in the next 2 months, then you all can call me out on it for breaking my no spend. But in the meantime, I actually feel like this purchase was one that I would have made before my no spend if I had known that that would fit. And I'm still keeping the clear cover because I want to make it work. And if I ever get a skinnier B6 notebook, then I can use it for that. So it's a great cover. It's just not quite the right size for this. And I was struggling. Let's go through a few takeaways from this past month. The first and foremost one, I've had to go into stores a lot lately because we are setting up my room for dialysis at home, as well as doing a lot of online shopping for the same reason. I expected that going into stores would be a problem for me. It wasn't. The problem for me so far has been online shopping. And it's not going and just perusing. It's being caught by ads on like Instagram and YouTube where I will catch myself, like I talked about with the calligraphy inks, going through to the website, putting them in my cart and then getting ready to start and then thinking, wait, what the fuck are you doing? That was happening a lot. I was not seeking things out, but if things showed up that I wanted, the habit was so ingrained that I just didn't stop until I caught myself at the end. So I'm actually surprised I didn't I'm surprised I didn't cheat or break the no spend without even stopping to think about it. I managed to catch myself every single time, but definitely ads, both like ads that come through your feed and like influencer type ads were getting me pretty hard this month. Part of it's also that I've started doing dialysis and I'm sitting there for 3 hours at a time with only one hand available and I'm basically scrolling Instagram. It's putting me, I'm a sitting duck basically. So that's something to definitely be mindful of as I move forward. The second takeaway that I have is that I am already feeling a lot more both creative when I'm using my planners and inspired to do more with my planners because I went through all of my shit and because I recognized what all I had and that I was working with what I had instead of looking for the next best thing. It's like any energy that I might have spent shopping for stickers before is now being funneled into shopping my stash and making it awesome. And that's a lot of fun. Like I said earlier, I haven't really done that with my art yet this month, but I haven't really been home enough to do it with my art yet. So this next month, I'm hoping to bring that energy to my art supplies as well. And the third takeaway, we already kind of touched on it, but when it comes to DoorDash and eating out, one thing that I have learned throughout the month is that it didn't take very long for the habit of it to not feel so urgent. It only took a couple of weeks before I wasn't even thinking about DoorDashing. However, like I said, that may be the novelty of it. So we'll see what happens as we continue forward, especially since we did scratch our eating out itch probably more often than we might have because I was so hangry most days after dialysis and we were coming home and it's a 20-minute drive plus picking up Layla. We would usually swing by, either go to a sit down place or get something in a drive through. And so maybe that was scratching that itch too. So once we start to get into the the rhythm of things, I'm really curious to see how this develops. But overall, I think this first month has gone really well. Now I'm expecting that this is the case. This is the first month I'm the most motivated. It's like with any other shit that happens around January 1st, if you're doing like goals or resolutions or whatever, you tend to be all like gung-ho in January and then poop out by February. I'm hoping to not have that happen. So I'll be keeping an extra close eye on myself, especially as I come home and start doing dialysis here. By the time you see this, I should already be at home doing it. It's a lot going on, and I think that that's occupying me. So I'm wondering if that is keeping me from falling into a headspace where maybe I might violate my no spy if I wasn't careful. I'm not sure. So more to come. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Are you doing a no-buy? What kind of no-buy are you doing? How did your January go? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, friends, peace.